You ever chilled with somebody and they ain't try to hit and you was like, oh, I'm ugly. Now that must be such a problem. I hung out with this and he the first person who showed me who Dr. Umar was. He was like this cool, like low-key, really hood, but he lived in the hood and he invited me over. So I forgot what the documentary was called. I think it's called Colors or Behind the Hidden Colors or Behind the Hidden Lights or Behind the Star Spangled Banner. I forgot what it was called, but Dr. Umar was in there and he was explaining everything about Jesus, all that. For real. So, you know how long the documentary is? We watched the whole thing. No moves was made. I literally sat up in his bed, Indian style, against my back against the wall. And he sat on the other side with no shirt on and some basketball shorts, interested in having dialogue with me. Netflix, I think Netflix had came out, or maybe it was the red box, or maybe we still, I don't know what we was doing. We was pirates on the internet. But for you to watch a 3.5 hour documentary, 4 hours, and you not even try not one thing, not a rub, not a cuddle, not a nothing, you don't like me. I hung out with him again. He reminded me of Andre 3000. I think that's why I liked him. We watched another movie all the way through. And that's when I said, garbage, yo, I'm not fucking with him. I'm straight. I'm straight. Like the letter I. Straight. Like the L. Straight. Because that was some I don't like you type shit. I'm tripping.
Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. All right, let's talk about this. Now, I know a lot of men are going to watch this and immediately start thinking, whoa, this is dangerous territory. And they're not wrong in today's climate, especially post-Me Too. One wrong move and suddenly you're staring down legal trouble, social media backlash, or worse. But here's the thing. Sometimes a man is just being a gentleman. That's it. Pure and simple. Yet, here's where things get messy. When a woman climbs into your bed, your brain naturally assumes some level of consent or at least invitation to escalate. Not a guarantee, not an obligation, but a signal. And when you don't act on that, some women actually read it as rejection. Yes, rejection. Even if they liked you. Even if they were literally the one who jumped into your personal space. That's a hard truth about modern dating psychology. We've seen it time and time again. A man sits back, decides to respect boundaries, maybe even falls asleep in her bed the next morning, ghosted, or worse, labeled creepy. And it's not just one-off stories. There's a growing trend on TikTok and social media. Women openly admitting that men not making moves makes them think he doesn't like them. That's a mental loop that doesn't make sense on paper, but it's very real. Now, let's layer this. Men are often told to wait for signals, to respect boundaries, to be patient, while simultaneously women have been socialized to expect initiative. So what do we have? A paradox, a dating battlefield of conflicting signals. You escalate. Some call it too forward. You don't. Some call it disinterest. There's an art here. Escalate and de-escalate. Read the room. Respect the vibe. But the rules are murky, and the consequences can be harsh. Here's the kicker. First dates are especially tricky. A woman wants to know you're interested, sexually and romantically, without turning the encounter into a headline-making disaster. Even a subtle comment, a flirty joke, a little innuendo, it's enough to signal interest. But too many men overthink it, freeze up, or go full respect mode, and then, ironically, get ghosted or misjudged. It's a balancing act, a social tightrope where etiquette and desire collide. Bottom line, the modern dating landscape has warped expectations on both sides. Women are conditioned to read every non-action as rejection. Men are navigating a minefield of consent and perception. And somewhere in the middle, genuine connection gets lost. But that's the culture we're living in. Hyper-awareness, entitlement, and miscommunication, all wrapped in the guise of being respectful. And now, let's dive into some clips that perfectly illustrate this mess.
You really think she's gonna steal? Do you see this? He is standing on the counter. On the counter, bro. Just to watch all of us. Is this crazy or is this crazy?
Man, This right here, this is one of those hard truths that gets glossed over. You can be doing everything by the book, running your business, hustling hard, and still end up losing out. Not because you're careless, but because people will take advantage if there's opportunity. Kids, strangers, even employees. Theft isn't always personal, but it hits your bottom line and it adds up fast. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about money. It's about protecting yourself and your livelihood. Investing in security isn't optional if you want to stay sane and stay in business. It's about preemptively handling situations that could spiral into bigger problems. Because once you start losing repeatedly, you're not just losing cash, you're losing peace of mind, trust in people, and ultimately control of your environment. This is why modern hustlers have to think like both a business owner and a strategist. You can't just hope for the best, you have to anticipate the worst. And yes, sometimes that means hiring someone to patrol, watch over, and make sure that the grind you're putting in doesn't get walked off by the wrong people. Protect your assets, protect your effort, and protect your energy. All right, let's keep rolling. Next clip.
It look like I'm trying to sweet, 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 yeah, sweet.
Man, this right here. This is exactly why social media clips have everyone questioning reality. You see something wild, you're not sure if it's real, if it's staged, or if you just missed a piece of context. And in today's world, that confusion is part of the entertainment. It keeps people glued to the screen. NBA Young Bear. Yeah, that name alone tells you we're in the realm of internet chaos. These clips aren't just random moments. They're cultural snapshots. They show how quickly trends, stunts, and public reactions spiral online. 1 second it's shocking. The next second everyone's analyzing every angle, replaying it, debating if it's real or not. It's part of the modern attention economy. Shock value drives engagement, and uncertainty keeps viewers coming back for more. This also highlights a deeper social trend. We live in a world where perception can often outweigh reality. People react first, fact-check later, and sometimes that split-second reaction is enough to define the conversation. And for the content creators, that uncertainty, that's gold. All right, enough speculation. Let's hit the next clip. All right, now this is one of those clips that really shows how quickly people's biases and double standards pop up. A little person just enjoying themselves, rolling one up, and suddenly the room is filled with laughter, not because it's funny, but because people can't handle someone breaking their expectations. Here's the truth. Everyone has the right to relax, to unwind, to enjoy themselves no matter their size, shape, or background. And yet, society loves to point, judge, or make it a spectacle when someone doesn't fit the norm of what we expect. Dwarves, short people, little people, they exist. They live full lives. They enjoy life's simple pleasures, just like anyone else. So the real question is, why are we laughing? Is it really about the person, or is it about our discomfort with difference? That's the cultural blind spot we're seeing here. It's subtle, but it speaks volumes about entitlement, perception, and how we respond when someone refuses to fit neatly into the boxes we've created. Let's keep going. Next clip.
No, stop. What do the O and H2O stand for?
I swear to God, nigga, the O and H2O stand for oxygen.
All right, now this is exactly why modern dating feels like navigating a minefield. You see something wild, like someone doing something completely unexpected, and your first thought is, wait, what just happened? It's that mix of shock, confusion, and curiosity that keeps people glued to the screen. Then he pivots and drops the real takeaway. The question every man faces these days: when you bring a woman back to your place, when you Netflix and chill, how do you handle it without overstepping or getting misread? Because here's the hard truth. Some women will literally interpret hesitation as rejection, lack of interest, or even suspicion. And that's where men start overthinking, second-guessing every move, every word, every glance. This is more than just personal stories. It's a cultural trend. Modern dating is caught in a tug-of-war between consent, desire, and perception. Men are trying to be respectful, women are trying to read signals, and in the middle of it all, miscommunication reigns. It's not about right or wrong, it's about understanding the landscape, recognizing the social signals, and knowing how to navigate them without losing yourself or your peace of mind. So, what's the solution? Subtlety, awareness, and clarity. Flirt, show interest, but don't force it. Respect boundaries, but don't be passive to the point where your intentions get misread. It's a delicate balance, and the men who master it are the ones who survive and thrive in this modern dating world. All right, that's a wrap for these clips. Keep your eyes open for the next batch. The lessons just keep coming.